If you have travel plans for the holiday, bad weather may interfere with them.
Waiting on a vote to increase fees here at UNT? I've got the latest.
And I'll explain why you shouldn't let the Denton food scene burst your bubble.
Broadcasting live from the University of North Texas, this is NTTV Nightly News.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us on NTTV Nightly News. I'm Katie Muncie.
And I'm Chris Goodwin.
Many UNT students had their last classes before Thanksgiving break today, but if they were trying to leave North Texas for the holiday, it wasn't an easy trip. Today's thunderstorms forced the FAA to issue a ground stop at both major North Texas airports, DFW and Love Field. More than 1,000 flights out of North Texas were canceled today. The majority were American Airlines flights. Many travelers whose flights were not canceled still faced hour-long delays due to the weather.
And as the rain continues to fall, Denton County is under a flash flood watch until tomorrow morning.
Well, that is not good news for commuters like me, especially with so many students going home this weekend for Thanksgiving. Our weather anchor, Julianne Nguyen, is here with a first look at our forecast. Julianne?
Yeah, thank you guys. I'm not that happy about that rain, but you just got to deal with it. Right now we're looking at 63, feels like 63, and we're slowing down at 2-mile-per-hour wind speeds. All right, moving into tonight, it's just going to feel the exact same actually at 63, feel like 63, and nothing will change. It's going to be at those 2-mile-per-hour wind speeds. Moving into tomorrow, however, it's going to heat up just by 3 degrees, 66, feel like 66, and it's going to pick right back up at 5-mile-per-hour wind speeds. Now, moving back into those floods, if that heavy rain wasn't enough of a problem for holiday travelers, stand by for more headaches starting tonight here in Denton. The Texas Department of Transportation will be closing parts of I-35. All north and southbound lanes between Bonnie Brae and Oak Street will be closed from 9 p.m. Until 5 o'clock tomorrow morning. As you can see here, the southbound lanes will be closed again from 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. Friday into Saturday. During that time, the northbound highway will be reduced to just 1 lane. There should be signs directing drivers to the detour routes. Meanwhile, 2 other major ramp shutdowns could cause delays in Dallas and in Collin counties. Now, even though the disruptions occur during late night hours, the affected ramps connect some of the busiest corridors in the area. So be sure to plan ahead if you are driving late at night or before sunrise. And as always, pack your patience and use caution. Katie, back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Julianne. Those road closures are certainly annoying, but we are still looking at a record number of people traveling this holiday week. AAA is predicting 82 million Americans will travel at least 50 miles from home over the holiday week. About 73 million will be making that same journey by car. Over 6 million will head out on planes. In both cases, this is up from last year. Where are all these people going? Well, the most popular domestic destination is Florida because of the weather. It's theme parks and cruise ports.
But for UNT students, the situation is a little different. The 43-day government shutdown, which caused problems for the U.S. airlines and air traffic controllers, has students rethinking their holiday travel altogether.
During the government shutdown, the Federal Aviation Administration cut the number of flights by 6%. And even though those reductions were lifted on Monday, students say they're still concerned about what the shutdown left behind heading into one of the busiest travel weeks of the year.
I am going home for the holidays. We originally planned for me to fly out, but unfortunately with all the delays and everything, my parents decided to get me a bus out to Louisiana this year.
Some students are even changing their travel methods or canceling their Thanksgiving plans altogether to avoid getting caught in possible delays.
This was supposed to be the year I was supposed to fly back home to Nigeria for the first time ever. So me and my family decided now's probably not a good time to try that. So we decided to hold off until next year. Hopefully it's a little bit better.
One of the biggest issues during the shutdown was a severe strain on air traffic controllers who were working overtime without pay. During the flight reductions that began November 7th, more than 10,000 flights were canceled. The air traffic workforce was already operating with a 26% staffing deficit. And Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy reported that some control facilities saw call-out rates as high as 40%. And even though the shutdown has ended, controller staffing has not fully recovered. For students who are still flying home, that means bracing for the possibility of delayed or canceled flights.
Checking the nearest flight back home, always checking flights, seeing if I need to get moved to a different flight, just constantly checking my flights got canceled or anything.
Travel experts recommend arriving at the airport early, checking flight statuses frequently, and reviewing your airline's policies to avoid last-minute surprises. For NTTV, I'm Chris Goodwin.
Well, I will be driving home for the holidays, and I am excited. I just love Thanksgiving, Katie. What about you?
Well, Chris, I'm going to be busy because I'm hosting the family this Thanksgiving. Now, NTTV's Kyle Larson has been doing a little research into this idea of holiday plans. Kyle, what are your plans?
Katie, my family and I are planning to go to California this holiday season, but I got curious to see what other people are doing this Christmas season. Check it out.
The holiday season is almost here. Whether it brings joy or a little stress, it's still a time to slow down and be with the people you love. And for many students, that means heading home for familiar traditions.
Usually what me and my family will do is around after dinner time, we would get together around the Christmas tree and open the gifts one by one. There are so many of us, so this would literally take 2 hours opening it one by one. And throughout the time, we would give each other gag gifts to add some humor and fun to it.
Philip plans to travel to Atlanta to visit friends and family. And like many students, he's looking forward to a much needed break from the classes.
I need it so much. I'm so ready to bed rot. I'm ready to be unproductive and just sleep all day because I am sleep deprived.
The holiday spirit can be meaningful to us in a lot of different ways, but Philip shares what it means to him.
It just means a lot of happiness. I feel like with the state of our society, with it being so tense and with a lot of frustrations going on, I feel like a good holiday is always a place of happiness and joy where you can kind of let your brain think about positives instead of the negatives that's going on in the world.
What I love about the holiday season is how it's time for sharing and caring. Thanks again, guys. Back to you at the desk.
Well, the Mavs and Stars continue the battle for American Airlines. We'll have more coming up.
Banks are making a recovery just in time for the holidays right here in Denton. Voting was set to wrap up today as UNT students decide whether they want their fees to increase to send more money to the athletic department. NTTV's Annie Tomlin is live in the newsroom where we just got an unexpected update. Annie, what's going on?
That's right, Chris. Starting Monday, students have the opportunity to vote through OrgSync whether to increase intercollegiate athletic fees. Now, we've just learned that since there's a lot of OrgSync outages happening right now, they're extending the deadline to vote to 5 p.m. tomorrow. Now, if it does pass, the athletic fee will increase from the current $17.85 per credit hour to $20 per credit hour, starting in the 2026 to 2027 academic year. Now, within the next 3 years, the athletic fee will increase again in increments to reach $25 per credit hour. For more information on these results, which will be posted 6 p.m. tomorrow night, you can check out the website sga.unt.edu or check out their Instagram page, SGAUNT. With NTTV News, I'm Annie Tomlin.
The fight between the Dallas Stars and Mavericks over control of the American Airlines Center is heating up. New court filings obtained by the WFAA shows that the Stars are claiming the Mavericks are no longer a Dallas team because their new owner's headquarters are based out of Las Vegas. The owners of the Las Vegas Sands Casino and Resort Company bought a majority stake of the Mavs 2 years ago. The Mavs have countered the Stars' claim by saying that the hockey team is also not based in Dallas because their team headquarters are in Frisco. As this legal fight plays out, both teams are reportedly looking to build new arenas in other North Texas cities once their lease at the AAC is up in a few years.
Now, while the Mavericks and the Stars fight that out in court, many families here in North Texas are fighting to put food on the table. The government shutdown is over, but many people who rely on SNAP benefits are still feeling the effects. The Tarrant Area Food Bank says that due to high demand, it had to spend more than half of its annual food budget in a span of just 3 months. The food bank serves nearly 3 million people across 13 counties locally, including Denton County. If you need food assistance for Thanksgiving, the TAFB is holding a mobile distribution event here in Denton next Tuesday, the 25th. It will be at CH Athletics Complex from 9 to 11 a.m. and you can also sign up to volunteer at the event. For more information, go to the Tarrant Area Food Bank's website.
And tonight, there is mixed news about the nation's economy. Due to the shutdown, we just got job numbers from September. They show jobs grew more than expected, but so did the unemployment rate, hitting a 4-year high. As Michael Yoshida reports, the nation's biggest companies and regular consumers are all concerned about spending.
The latest snapshot of the U.S. labor market painting a muddy picture. 119,000 jobs were added to the economy in September, an unexpected rebound. But unemployment also climbed to 4.4%, the highest level since October 2021, according to data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics.
We do not see a robust job market. There are signs of stress here.
September's jobs report, which comes after a 7-week delay due to the government shutdown, also revealed downward revisions to previous jobs report numbers, showing a loss of jobs in August and a lower total for July.
Take out the pandemic year of 2020, you go all the way back to 2010 where you had multiple months of payrolls contraction occurring during a given year. And so that's concerning.
The White House touting Thursday's report as, quote, great progress for the U.S. economy, even as a new Fox News poll paints a picture of a nation deeply frustrated by conditions, with 76% viewing the economy negatively and more putting the blame on President Trump than former President Biden.
A mistake that the administration made, that the campaign made, was promising overnight success.
As affordability remains a key issue, households appear to be changing their spending habits to essentials and value items. Last quarter, Walmart's U.S. sales grew 4.5%, while its slightly more expensive big box rival Target reported a loss.
I think for businesses, consumers, households, there are many reasons for them to be cautious right now.
In Washington, Michael Yoshida.
Katie, this rain is absolutely insane. I hope all our commuters are just being safe, getting to campus and going home.
I know, Chris, and I saw so many wrecks on my way here. Let's toss it over to our weather anchor, Julianne Wynn, for some insight on this week's forecast. Julianne?
Yeah, thank you guys. I am not excited about this rain, but I am excited about this radar. Check this out, guys. And now it's a little hard to see, but Denton, here's Dallas. Denton is right smack in the middle of this big cloud as we're seeing it. We're just seeing this storm move right on past us. All right, unfortunately, we do have to say goodbye to this radar, so we're gonna go ahead and move on into our local map. Again, 60s across the board, so finally things are cooling down. However, it is at the cost of that rain. So we're just looking at ranges of 60 across the area. We're gonna go ahead and move on into our state map. There we are. Again, Denton's at a nice 63. We're looking at lows up to 56 in El Paso and then up to highs of 75 in Austin. Austin always feels a little warm. Sorry about that, guys. guys. We're going to go ahead and now move on to our 7-day forecast. All right, it is not looking that pretty. Most notably, let's go ahead and look on Sunday and Monday. We have chances of 89 and 79% of rain. Oh my goodness. But as you can see, as we move throughout the week, by the time Thanksgiving Thursday comes around, that weather is going to heat right back up, the weather is going to clear up and it's going to be amazing and it's going to be nice and cool. Finally, we can break out those sweaters because the high is going to be 56. Look at that, guys. All right, well, this has been a pleasure. Back to you two at the desk.
Thanks, Julianne. A UNT police crime alert just out today is warning students about recent thefts of electric scooters. NTTV's Kaylee Bonilla is live on campus with more. Kaylee?
Thanks, Chris. UNT police have received multiple reports of stolen electric scooters and bicycles like the ones behind me here. In most incidents, there were common factors, such as unsecured scooters being left for extended periods of time and cable-style locks that were cut by the thief and left at the scene. If you use a scooter on campus, UNT police urge you to attach a tracker, engrave identifiable numbers in a hidden place, and to use a U-style lock. The UNT Police Department is offering a free engraving and U-lock program while supplies last. All you need is your scooter and ID card. And if students have any information that could help this investigation, contact UNT Criminal Investigative Services. With NTTV Nightly News, I'm Kaylee Bonilla.
Thanks, Kaylee. Fall graduation is less than a month away here at UNT, and students who are about to get their diplomas are making sure they get all the recognition they deserve. Many organizations offer graduation cords. If you're involved in a club or take part in campus activities or have a job on campus, you can get one. Cords are also available for graduates with internships and those who are first generation. To get any cords you're eligible for, be sure to check with your groups, as well as any advisors or professors.
A lazy cow has made its way to Denton.
And it's been 3 weeks since Denton Halloween. But now the city wants to hear from you. Stay with us.
Craving something fresh, flavorful, and made just for you? Look no further than Avesta, your go-to destination for a delicious, full-service dining experience. Dive into our customizable omelets, expertly crafted by our talented cook Jonathan, who guarantees every bite is perfection. All our dishes are handmade, prepared with only the freshest ingredients. Explore our assembly line where you can choose from any of our globally inspired dishes or customize your plate. It's that easy. And let's not forget dessert. Indulge your sweet tooth with treats from Clark Bakery. With convenient payment methods including card or flex, it's the perfect dining spot for any occasion. Quench your thirst with our wide selection of drinks. Just hand your drinking card to our friendly waiter and they'll bring your beverage of choice right to your table. When you're done savoring every last bite, our attentive staff will whisk away your tray. Enjoy the peaceful ambiance as you dine in, or use our takeout option for a meal on the go. Avesta.
The Denton food scene is changing once again. Tonight on Denton Eats, our Cindy Flemings is here with us in the studio to tell us how a new shop in town is keeping your drink experience popping. Cindy?
Thanks, Katie. If you're a big boba fan or you're just looking for a sweet treat in the Denton area, the cutest shop just opened up.
Traveling down Loop 288 from I-35, boba enthusiasts can discover Denton's exciting new addition.
Well, originally from California, moved to Oklahoma, and then moved to Texas. But I drive to Oklahoma quite a bit, so I always go past Denton. But then I looked around. I was like, this is actually a pretty nice location. You got Target, Walmart, Best Buy, and like everything's pretty much surrounded.
Having just celebrated their grand opening a little over a week ago, their menu, as well as their staff, make sure each customer has an experience filled with variety and comfort.
We cater to so many different palates. I don't know if you can see the menu right there. It's pretty extensive. We have our build your own boba too, where majority of the time with the kids, because kids are very particular. They like a certain flavor to make in their smoothies, slushies, or milkshakes, and we can do it. Well, but we will give you our opinion.
This is actually my first time here. I was craving it at work and it was on my route home, but I will definitely be coming here more often. It's a really fun vibe. They're super nice in there, and it would be a really great spot to hang out with friends or to do homework, so I'll definitely be doing both of those things.
With the holidays fast approaching, make sure to take some time with your loved ones to experience the newest hit spot in town and spread the joy. From NTTV News, I'm Sydney Fleming.
The Lazy Cow is open until 10 p.m. every day and are always switching around their menu, so be sure to keep an eye on it. And stop on by. Katie, Chris, back to you.
Thanks, Sydney. Well, it seems Halloween was no trick, but a real treat for the city of Denton. Officials have declared the 31 Days of Halloween a success. The second annual event brought in hundreds and thousands of tourists to the square. The activities on the square were designed to support local businesses, and they saw $43,000 in revenue last month. Denton holds the Halloween capital of Texas designation for another 8 years, and the city is looking to expand activities more each year. If you have some ideas to make the event even better, submit your feedback about the festivities to the Denton Halloween website.
Chris, that's great news, but tonight I'm a little worried that I might be stranded at school until the weather calms down.
Well, Katie, you could always check out the Folklorico event that is happening tonight. NTTV's Kylie Monroe has a scoop. Kylie?
Thanks, guys. Folklorico is bringing the energy tonight with their annual Flor y Canto event. Folklorico is a nonprofit whose mission is to build a safe space while developing an understanding of Mexican folkloric dance through cultural emergence. Join Folklorico tonight from 6 to 9 here in the UNT Syndicate for a night of dance, spoken word, art, instrumentation, open mic, and more. Grab your friends and enjoy an evening of music and entertainment. For NTTV Nightly News, I'm Kylie Monroe.
Thanks, Kylie. So, Chris, are you going to the men's basketball game tonight? Because I have a good feeling about our chances of winning.
Well, I know how big of a basketball fan you are, but I can't make it tonight. But I do hope they bounce back from last week. But let's toss it over to our sports anchor, Jadelle Marias, to get her thoughts.
Yes, Chris, I think they have a high chance of winning. Coming up, you'll hear everything basketball, including the UNT men's and women's teams, as well as a recap of the Mavs versus Knicks game last night. Stay tuned.
I use Flex to buy my favorite snacks.
I use Flex to get me through my mornings.
I use Flex at my favorite campus restaurants.
I love how Flex is a cashless payment method and can be used at all campus dining venues.
So, how do you use Flex?
UNT men's basketball will try to bounce back tonight, coming off last Friday's blowout loss against St. Mary's. The Gales finished that game with a 58-27 rebounding advantage. Despite the bad loss, UNT coach Danielle Robinson gave credit to the size and strength of St. Mary's, stating they were physical on both ends of the floor and were seemingly a quick step early on as UNT shot just 23% from the field. Jay Sean Stevenson led the team with 16 points, mostly from the three-point 3-point range, while Mikey Lewis led the Gales with 23 points as they remain undefeated this season. The Mean Green hopes to turn things around as they host Central Arkansas tonight. Tip-off is at 7 p.m. at the Super Pit. And the Mean Green women's team will also play soon. They will hoping to bounce back from the recent setback as they come off a 51 loss against the Abilene Christian University yesterday. Prior to that game, North Texas women's had 14 straight wins at the Super Pit, dating back all the way to December 21st, all the way back to last season. Asia Proctor led the team once again, but it was a little bit short because 4 players from the Wildcats scored a double-double, with Peyton Hall scoring a team high of 16. And the Mean Green are looking to turn things around as they face the SMU Mustangs this Saturday. Tip-off is at 6 p.m. at the Moody Coliseum in University Park. And the Mavericks missed a golden opportunity to pick up a win against New York Knicks last night in Dallas. Former Maverick Jalen Brunson led the Knicks with 20 points, over 20 points, and Najee Marshall and D'Lo, scored in the double digits for Dallas as well, coming off the bench. And the Mavs struggled as they, began early, but they missed their first 5 shots. Starting point guard Brandon Williams, picked up 2 fouls just 2 minutes into the game, despite going on an 11-1 run. And New York only hitting 12 out of the 42 from the 3-point range. The Mavs still narrowly lost 113-111, and they are now at 4-12 this season. They will host the Grizzlies tomorrow and tip off at 7:30 at the American Airlines Center here in Dallas. And once again, they look to turn things around while star players Anthony Davis and Kyrie Irving recover from injuries. Guys, back to you.
Thanks, Shadell. The Mavs may need to improve their teamwork, and they could probably learn from this next story.
And of all places, Katie, it's happening inside a jail. A program in Chicago is pairing inmates with dogs. The pups are being taught basic obedience, which is getting them ready for adoption. It's also helping the inmates gain essential life skills.
Yeah, I grew up poor, so we could barely feed ourselves, let alone have a dog. So that was really out of the question. But now that I'm here, I finally learned what it's like to take care of a dog, to look after him, to really know how to be responsible for one,
Officials say the program is giving both the inmates and the dogs a fresh start.
Who says a man's best friend can't return the favor?
It really just goes to show that dogs are always going to be there for you, for no matter where you are, who you are. Amazing.
Right, and that's why I have always been a dog person from day one.
It's also because you're allergic to cats.
I am allergic to cats, but thanks for watching NTTV Nightly News.
Join us again next time here on North Texas Television.